In this example, we're going to see how we can plot some points on a Cartesian plane. We have 5 points here which we're going to plot. The first one, A, this has an x-coordinate of -1, a y-coordinate of 2. When we're doing the coordinates, the first one is always x, and the second one is always y. So for A, we will be going to the direction left by 1 because it's -1, and then we'll be going up 2. So we're starting at the origin is right in the middle here. We go across to 1 and then we go up 2. And at that point there, that will be our point A. For the second point, we have an x-coordinate of 3, so it's going to go across 3, and a y-coordinate of 2, so it's going to go up by 2. So we go to the right by 3, and then we go up 2, and that will give us our point B. For point C, same process. It's x-coordinates -2, so that tells us we're going to go to the left by 2. And we have a y-coordinate of -3, so we're going to go down by 3. So in this case we go across 2, and then we go down 3. This is our point C. For point D, the x-coordinate is 0, so we don't move left or right. The y-coordinate's -1, so we go down by 1. So we come down to here. That will be our point D. And then for point E, we have an x-coordinate of -2, so that tells us we're going to go to the left by 2. And the y-coordinate is 0, so there's no up or down component. So we go left 2, which will bring us to that point right there, and that's going to be our point E. Now I've just added some points, and we're going to determine what the coordinates for these points are: F, G, H, I, J, and K. F is up the top here. To get to F from the origin, we need to go across 6, and then we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5. So in that case, there are our coordinates for F. Because we went across by 6, it's going to have an x-coordinate of 6. And we then went up by 5, so it's going to have a y-coordinate of 5. That's that one done. For G, which is down the bottom here, for this one here we go across 5, so that tells us we're going to have an x-coordinate of 5, but then we go down 5. So that tells us we're going to have a y-coordinate of -5. The next one we have is point H. H is over here. To get to H from the origin, we just go left 4. So we go from the origin back to there, which tells us that we're going to have an x-coordinate of -4. Because it's on the x-axis, we're not going up or down, so the y-coordinate on the x-axis is 0. Now for point I, way at the top here, to get to that one, we have to go to the left by 5, and then we which tells us that our x-coordinate will be -5. And then we go up 5 to there, which tells us that our y-coordinate will be +5. We went up, so it's positive. J, that's the next one. That one there is on the y-axis. So we're not going left or right with that. So the x-coordinate is going to be 0. And because we're going straight up, we go up by 5, which tells us that the y-coordinate for that one will be 5. I've got lots of 5s in the y-coordinates with these examples, haven't I? And then k, to identify k, that one's tucked right in the middle here. K hasn't gone left or right, hasn't gone up or down, so it's at 0, 0. For k, we call this point the origin. Quite often it will be referred to as point O, which has the x-coordinate of 0 and the y-coordinate of 0. Now another key thing to remember is that any point on the x-axis, then the y-coordinate of that point is 0. And similarly, for any point on the y-axis, the x-coordinate is 0. Key thing for you to remember, the examples that we had there was point H, where we had the y-coordinate of this one was 0, so to find the y-coordinate we can extrapolate that across to there. You can see that the y-coordinate is 0. The other one that we had was point J. We extrapolate that point down, or bring that down, we can tell that the x-coordinate for J is 0. So that's a good thing for you to remember in the future.